All right.
Last night I had the strangest dream. I sailed away to China in a little rowboat to find you. You said you had to get your anus cleaned.
Oh my God,
Don't
that's a long
want
trip.
no know. What does that mean? You said. I don't know who sings that. Ain't nothing
I
gonna
couldn't
break
find a
us.
doctor in Canada who was willing to go up my bum.
Uh-oh.
But then I got an email.
Welcome. It's the week of September 25th. It's the 25th today. I know that because I wrote a check right now.
Oh, well done.
Yes.
I know it's the 25th because when I wrote this, I wrote CaNews, September 25th on the top.
Good for you.
Yep.
What year?
That remains to be
That
seen.
year. Boom. Take that.
Burp your bitch.
That's right. That's the answer that all assholes have. It's like, hey, where'd you get that car? Oh, okay.
Cool.
Nice. All right.
So you know a guy?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, lead us off.
Okay, well,
Out of the gates.
I've got some local news that I was kind of excited about.
Local?
I don't have the money, but here in Vancouver, we're getting space travel.
What?
Did you see that?
Is this because of the story I covered last week about Kim Campbell wanting the particle accelerator?
No, this is because I came across this story on the internet.
Ooh.
And I wanted to report on it.
Okay, well, let's hear more.
So, you know, Virgin Galactic next year is going to be having people go up in space.
Next year?
Commercially.
Already?
I believe they're ready to
With
go.
Richard Branson? Ha ha ha!
That's the guy.
Richard Branson.
But a seat costs $250,000 for that.
Reasonable.
And there's already lots of people signed up.
Wow.
So there's a company from, I think it was Toronto, called Adventure Travel Company. They are bringing their space travel commercialism to Vancouver at the discounted price of $190,000.
Oh.
So $60,000 off.
Yeah.
They want to be launching in 2014. When you get up there, they take off like a
plane.
like a plane,
That's the
right?
action
Like from
you're
the
doing right
runway.
now. That's a
I'm going
plane.
whoosh with
Okay.
my arm. So they
Or
take off on a
Superman.
runway.
Yeah.
They're up to the stratosphere in like a minute. Like they're going super fast, and they immediately climb up.
Right.
And then you get up there, and then you're only weightless. Like the time where you're weightless is only like 4 to 5 minutes.
Oh,
weird.
kind of like when they do the filming. Then they do the
Yeah, when they
747s
go up
and
and
they
then
duck.
they dip,
Yeah.
and then they go up and then they dip.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Which is surprising. You go all the way up in space and you're only weightless for
45
I thought that was a big. I thought that would be. I imagined all this
Yeah.
time that would be a big part of the experience. Is you're weightless for like half an hour to an hour, maybe.
190 grand for 45 minutes.
No, that's 4 to 5 minutes where you're weightless, but the actual trip is about an hour.
What? 4 to 5 minutes? That's it?
Yeah.
I thought you said 45
No,
minutes.
4 to 5 minutes.
That's it?
Yeah.
Why don't I just film a movie? And then they
it's
pay
weird.
me.
You go up and you can go up and down in a plane in the
Yeah.
atmosphere. But in this is a smaller plane. You get to sit in the cockpit, which is neat.
Yeah.
It's a smaller craft, so you can see much better out the windows because like the cockpit.
Yes.
You know,
you're doing a sign
observatory,
now
if you
of a
will,
windscreen.
of a
Yes.
windscreen over
Yeah,
top, and you
okay.
can see straight through it, rather than sitting in like a commercial jetliner almost and looking out a little cubby hole. But yeah.
Wow. Will there be stewardess on these planes?
No, there will not.
No, okay.
They're like tiny, like the size of a car.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe.
That's not
2
much.
cars.
Then what's the point of weightlessness if you're like, well, this was fun.
I guess so.
I moved a whole 6
Hey,
inches
keep
to the
that.
left.
Stay buckled up.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
What the fuck? Oh, my 190,000.
Just know that you're weightless right now.
Wait, how much did you pay?
That's right.
190,000. Well, good for them. Good for Richard Branson and that Toronto company.
No, this is an adventure travel company.
Adventure Travel.
Yes.
Okay. Well, finally somebody's taking him to task.
Finally, they're going to show him up.
Jeff, the Canadian Revenue Agency has issued a rebate check, or had issued a rebate check. In the past, they issued a rebate check for $400,000, just a little less than, to a Quebec mafia figure, who currently, at the time, I realize that's contradictory, owed the department $1.5 million.
Oh, well, I bet that helped.
Yes.
Get rid of a third of that.
Well, now he owes $1.9 million.
Good.
Yeah. Anyway, so details of this came out. This former Sicilian mob boss who was residing in Montreal, Nicolai Risotto, was unearthed with... Isn't that how you say his name?
He's an Italian mob boss. He's
Yes.
Sicilian, and his last name is Risotto. What else are we gonna
Risotto.
get? He's made out of spaghetti.
Risotto. He plays a lot of Mario. Mario Party. Yeah, so there's been a big investigation. A 3-year-long investigation was done by journalists at Radio Canada, the CBC's French version of.
Let me guess. The investigation cost $400,000, actually more.
You did? How did you know? No, no. That would be great. No. Anyway, yeah. So they found out that a check of $337,737,046. Why the 46 cents, I don't know, was issued to him. And so they started to
recycle popsicle sticks.
Yeah, that's right. He was also in jail at the time that the check was issued. Yes, for tax evasion, amongst other things, as well as... Yeah, it was like a whole list of things. They had charged him with extortion, tax fraud, a whole host. Gangstering. I think that's actually a thing, yeah.
Whoa, you gotta define gangstering, Your Honor. What am I being accused of here exactly?
So this guy was actually caught on video shoving
Gangstering?
wads. No. Okay. Well, kind of.
If you look right here, this is where he gangsters.
Well, he was caught on video a while ago, and this video came out during the Charbonneau Commission, which is still going on, and that's uncovering all of the corruption that's been happening in Montreal with the municipal government, with provincial government, and now they're thinking it's going federally because they've uncovered all these different charges. The RCMP has already charged 6 people from the CRA, which is the Canada Revenue Agency, and fired 9 employees. So, you know what? If you're getting audited, maybe it's time you turn the tables a little bit and say, what have you guys been doing? Because they figured...
I think these people are high up enough and wealthy enough that the RCMP, they're kind of just like... putting on a show a little bit, like 9 people, really? If you looked for corruption, wouldn't you just like, well, everyone's corrupt?
Well, that's kind of, this is the start of it. I mean, they've been doing this investigation since 2008, and these things are just coming out now. And of course, with the Charbonneau Commission, that's bringing a whole host of other things out. So these stories are all, so they're thinking that the corruption within the Canada Revenue Agency is a lot bigger. I don't know why I need to sing that part, but yeah.
I didn't mind.
Anyway, so yeah, look out. Hope you get your taxes back.
I got a little bit back.
Did you?
A little bit.
I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't pay any.
Oh, way to go.
Well, I haven't filed yet.
I mean, edit. And we're back. Thanks again to our sponsors.
Yeah. And for bailing me out of jail.
So a convenience store and gas chain, apparently, I guess. We know that it's Max here.
Oh, yes, Max.
In Quebec, with the unfortunate name of Alimentation Couche-Tard, which doesn't...
What does that mean?
I don't know. I didn't look it up.
What?
But the company name is Alimentation Couche-Tard.
Rolls off the tongue.
It sure does. Probably in Quebec.
Yeah.
But they've obtained the rights to sell a new, cheaper gasoline. Apparently, the new fuel reduces consumption by 2 to 3%, which doesn't really sound like a lot to me.
Okay.
It costs about the same as current regular gas, like not the premium.
Yeah.
The company's CEO, Alain Bouchard, he wouldn't mention A, where the fuel is made, or B, what products are added to improve the fuel consumption. They're looking to expand in Europe next year before launching in North America in the next 5 years or so. In North America, where people are very open to foreign ideas with little to no information provided. I'm sure he'll do very well.
Yes, no doubt. What is it, like Soylent Gas? Or
I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't say, but they've got these big, gigantic plans on this mystery product that's supposed to improve fuel consumption and cut down on cost of like repair and maintenance.
Right.
I don't really understand if
It
it wasn't clear if that was on the consumer end or his end.
Probably his end.
Probably his end. Yeah.
It sounds like it just makes your car break, and then you save gas by not driving it. It just clogs all the fuel injectors, and
It's a good idea.
yeah, well, I'm saving lots of money.
Sold.
Yeah.
2 to 3% less cost a day.
Where is this gas made? I cannot tell you. He's Russian.
Somewhere. Are you gangstering me right now?
Yes. So climate scientists are actually putting a number to the certainty of the certainty that they believe that climate change is man-made, or is man-caused, or is caused by humanity. We did it, Jeff. We are responsible. They're actually putting that number
for sure, yeah.
at 95%.
Yep.
So they're not 100% certain, but they're still saying it's 95%. And this is a big number because there's been a lot of speculation, and there's always like, well, there's still scientists who blah, 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 blah. So now they're getting it. But even some...
There's a bunch of fake scientists who are putting out reports that say the opposite.
Right.
But
did you see the David Suzuki thing?
No.
He was in... So David Suzuki, who is a scientist and a environmentalist, an activist here in Canada, he went down to Australia, and I only had time to watch a brief synopsis of the forum, but I caught a recap of it on the Sun News podcast called The Source.
Sure.
Yeah, so this guy was going on, he was kind of like the Rush Limbaugh, I guess, of new...
But the opposite
internet.
of Rush Limbaugh?
No, well, isn't Rush Limbaugh totally... He's conservative. He's like a Tea Partier, right? Yeah. So he's like that guy. Anyway, he was
But
just
David
like...
Suzuki's not a conservative.
No, but this guy was describing Suzuki. He's like, Suzuki was avoiding questions, but instead of taking questions from children like he normally does, he had to answer questions from real scientists. Scientists would ask follow-up questions. Suzuki could not handle the He's going off, like making him sound like a horrible person. So then he's like, just watch these clips. So I watched the 5 clips, and it's just him like answering questions totally normal.
What a jackass!
Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, so they're talking about GMO, genetically modified rice, and I guess there's this golden rice that has vitamin A in it now, and so they're really touting this as a way to cure the world's hunger problems, you know, because they say, this guy was like, people don't die of starvation, they die of lack of vitamin A. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they die of starvation, because if they had food... Anyway, but I'm not a scientist, nor is David Suzuki, apparently. Anyway, that was a small tangent.
But he is.
Yeah. So anyway, they're 95% sure. And this is the UN panel of scientists. So it's got the UN stamp of... which means nothing.
Well,
but
they're really trying to... Because the only... It's billionaires and corporations who are trying to confuse people about climate change.
Right.
So they're really at a point where they're like, screw this, we're just going to put the information out there on a more hardcore level. But the problem is that they're still letting people decide. We're going to put the information out there and you can decide. When they should just go, you are all being stupid, we're running the country and the world, we're just going to do these things that need to happen.
But the longer people argue about it, the more time they have to sell their oil.
Exactly.
So, anyway.
But not if Alain Bouchard from Alimentation Couche-Tard has his way.
That's right.
People will cut down by 2 to 3% on fuel costs.
They already know how to make a water-powered vehicle.
And electric.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's there. It's just, being squashed. Damn it.
And we could all ride around on magnetic rails.
That would be nice. Like Tesla, right? Tesla.
Sure.
Yeah. Is that an inaccurate reference?
I don't know. Did he do the rails? He didn't come up with that. No, he didn't do magnetic.
No, but he had alternative energy. Yeah, Tesla.
We just got to discover fusion, and then we'll be fine.
There you go.
I'll get right on it.
Get on it. Jump on it.
Happy Gilmour, author and University of Toronto professor David Gilmour gave thousands of Twitter posters something to complain about, their favorite thing, when he admitted to refusing to teach books written by women.
Wow.
In his defense, he says, "What I teach is guys, serious heterosexual guys," adding, "If you want women writers, go down the hall."
Sir.
Like to another class.
I see. There's not actually a women's writers class down the hall.
Bro, you're in the wrong room. It's right down there. But yeah, apparently, like read 2 articles on this, and basically both articles were just literally like, "Here's what happened," and then scroll down Twitter Twitter posts. They just basically just took screenshots of Twitter posts, and that's all it was. And people are just like, "This guy's a douche."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Surprise, surprise. But he's teaching at a university.
He's an author.
He's an author.
And a professor at University of Toronto.
Does he feel that maybe men and women learn differently, and so he feels that he structures his lesson to a male brain? I don't know what his
deep personal beliefs are, but I'm sure that will come to light when he makes some sort of press announcement in the next couple days.
Or maybe it's just his class is just a lot of different overheads of Playboy.
Maybe. Next
Here's another one.
There's no girls in here, is there?
Because that would be sexist if there was girls watching this. Yeah.
This woman's boobs.
Good thing I asked them all to leave. That
made them all leave.
That won't arise suspicions at all. Now you men take off your clothes. Jeff, this is actually a nice segue.
Good. I'm glad I could help.
It's actually not a nice segue at all. It's probably a very horrible segue. Anyway, a study came out.
Good segue.
Thank you. A study was conducted by a local website, and they were one. I'm getting to it. It's in here somewhere.
What's a local website?
I don't know. Vancouver-based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those ones. I was stalling.
From Earth.
Here. Areyouinterested.com.
Don't
there
read your
is.
title.
No,
I see.
that's the name. That's the name of the
Okay.
the website. So they were wondering which province, it has the ladies that are most interested and easy to approach online.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're looking at responses to, inquiring emails on different dating sites. So apparently, what would be your guess? Which city?
Well, hold on. I don't understand the parameters here. So,
Okay.
which ones are more approachable if I saw you on the street, or which ones are more likely to respond to me saying, "Hey, girl"?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
Winnipeg.
latter. Winnipeg was the most. That's actually you're absolutely
Manitoba,
right.
yeah?
They were the keenest. Yeah, absolutely. But they were the keenest to take part in the survey. Sorry, I got that wrong. Yeah, it's actually Calgary and Edmonton and then Toronto.
Sister cities.
Yeah, they were the least picky when it comes to responding to online inquiries.
I am moving to Alberta.
There you go. And who do you think was the most picky when it
Vancouver.
came? You got it, Jim! You
Yay!
nailed it first try!
You know how I know?
How?
I live in Vancouver.
Yeah, no doubt. So it's funny. So I was researching the story, and to get the story, so I type in Vancouver women. And
Yeah, I'll bet you did. And then I came across this story.
But you know how Google fills in the rest of what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So here's the first 4 things that Google
Oh, cool, yeah.
Google responded. So Vancouver women are snobs, which is the very first thing that Google said. Vancouver women in business, Vancouver women hospital, and then the fourth one was Vancouver women are stuck up. So
Wow.
I don't want to say that there's a stigma out there, but Google has some ideas of the things you're up to there.
Ladies, you
Yeah.
need to change your reputations.
In Vancouver, not in Calgary.
We'll be
Calgary
doing
fine.
live canoes in the next few months,
That's
so I
right.
think you should come to the show and let us know how you've loosened up a little bit.
So anyway,
Hey,
yeah.
speaking of Canadian women, is that the end of your...
Yep, pretty much.
Barbie is becoming an RCMP officer.
Really?
Yeah.
RCMP.
RCMP, good
In
for
the
her.
red fatigues or in the actual?
In the current, current fatigues.
Okay.
So Barbie's coming out soon, and they have bent the rules a little bit. Her hair is not in a bun, as per regulation, and her boots are high heels, which they should be flat.
Oh gosh, what about her chest? Is her chest still the
Her
same?
chest is gigantic
Thank
and
God.
bodacious.
Okay, and bodacious.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm looking forward to Sikh children across Canada expecting a shitstorm that's about to hit Mattel, because there was a big debacle years ago about whether or not you're allowed to wear certain attire if you're a police officer.
Yes.
And like turbans and stuff like that.
Yes.
And they were eventually allowed to, and
Yeah.
but it went on for a good year and a half before a decision was finally made.
Well, there you go. Well, you know that if Barbie was serving in Quebec, she would have to tape her boobs down, because I'm pretty sure to most people her breasts are a religious symbol.
Oh,
I consider them so.
Yeah, I pray to them every day.
Yes. Maybe one day I will meet a woman with breasts like them. I'm just kidding. Well, that's good. A positive role model for the little girls.
And her hair's red.
boys. And her red.
Red hair. Yeah.
Wow. It's got a bit of sauce in her.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. Yeah. That's good. Cool. Good for her.
So her and her kind will be extinct, apparently, in the next, I think, 100 years, something like that. There'll be no more redheads, apparently, they say.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Redheads and helium.
Yep. That's a good band name.
Why? Where are all the redheads going?
I don't know.
Why do you keep-
they
you keep
assume
bringing me these
they
things?
assume that through birthing and evolution,
Yeah.
not evolution, but through gingers, basically, I guess is
Yeah.
more accurate.
Thank you.
Will be a thing of the past.
Because it's a recessive gene.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so
eventually
is
it's
that
gonna die out.
all recessive genes?
Oh, I doubt that.
Like blue eyes? Blue eyes is a recessive gene.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, blonde hair.
Apparently, people with blue eyes all come from one common ancestor.
Hitler.
I don't think it's that recent.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's from 60 years ago.
I can say that because I have green eyes,
Oh,
Jeff.
I have
Green.
brown eyes, so
Green.
I'm full of shit.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's, geez, eh?
Good for Barbie.
Well, I better meet some redheaded people.
Get them while they're hot.
Yeah, that's right. Literally.
I'm gonna wait till they're rare.
Well, a person who has red hair, their body temperature is apparently a degree or a couple degrees warmer.
Really?
I heard that.
You heard that?
I heard that. A nurse told me that.
This is a news program.
No, I know, but a nurse told me that, and I believe that nurses...
Let me guess, she heard it somewhere.
I think in class, from a professor who's reading a book. So that's
Who has now been promoted to saying, I hate gingers.
That's right. But anyway, no, it was a friend of mine, because I think she was sleeping with a ginger at the
Hold on,
time.
a friend of yours? You said there was a nurse.
She's a nurse.
Oh my god.
It's true.
I'm picturing you in a hospital. Your friend happens to be your nurse.
Anyway.
It sounds a lot sexier than I was picturing.
It was pretty sexy, the story she told me.
Awesome.
Anyway, yeah. Jeff, more than 70 years after the removal of Japanese Canadians from Canada's Pacific Coast, including Vancouver, the city of Vancouver proper, and Gregor Robertson have apologized.
Gregor Robertson is the mayor.
He is the mayor of Vancouver, and he has apologized to the Japanese people.
Oh, good.
For everything that they have done. In fact, he issued a motion apologizing. And you know what, Jeff? That motion was unanimously passed.
Oh, of course it was. I wouldn't want to be the one guy sitting there from Japan.
all in favor? Aye.
Nay.
What? I don't understand.
Show me one good reason.
I'll show you 75,000. I'm sure there's 75,000.
I don't know them.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the thing. So they said, because apparently, they had all the Japanese people, apparently, like it never happened. Apparently, this actually happened. I'm going to stop. It makes it sound like I don't believe. This is what happened. When, of course, World War II broke out, after the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Yes.
Japanese Canadians were told to pack a suitcase, and they were all shipped up to the interior of BC. And then, after the war was over, they were given an ultimatum. They were saying, you can either go back to Japan or beat it.
And they all opted to jerk off.
That's right, yes. One large circle jerk. Anyway, so the city has apologized with no monetary compensation.
Sure.
No, it's true. Yeah. Do you know there's a place called Little Japantown?
No.
Oh, there is.
There's Chinatown.
Yeah, and there's also Little Japantown.
Where's that?
Just behind Little Japan, or Chinatown, I'm guessing. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a small street small group of islands. It's a small group. I'm sorry, you got that. I'm just trying. Okay, I've got to acknowledge this. So, Buddy is our producer Mike's dog, and he's now covered. Can we put a screenshot of this? He's now got a blanket on the couch. And he's sleeping. He's like a little old lady. I want to put some crocheting needles in front of him and just why can't you kids be quiet? I'm trying to watch my stories.
Okay, fine. I'll just take the picture.
Buddy, look at he's got his eyebrows up, don't you, Buddy?
Buddy.
Just trying to.
Buddy.
Anyway,
there we go.
So I don't know where Little Japantown is, but it exists.
Okay, well, I don't know why you brought it up if you don't know anything about it.
I don't.
Thanks, Brad. Good story.
I'm just interested. I realize these stories have been a little lacking in detail.
Over to me.
Yes, to you.
There's new scanning technology coming out that is going to be able to somehow detect the difference between an explosive liquid and Gatorade. Since 2006, as we all know, we've only been allowed about 100 milliliter containers of toothpaste, lotion, or other liquid substances. This stuff's not going to be ready for actual production until another 2 or 3 years. But they might start loosening up the rules as early as spring 2014.
Because they realize that the rules are ridiculous.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Mexico in a couple days. And where did I go last? Last time I got on a plane, I can't remember where I was now.
Yeah.
I just had a bottle of water with me.
Yeah.
And it was my bottle of water. It was like one of the things I own. And they took it away from me.
Yep. Get rid of it. Dump it out. Yep. Because you know why, Jeff? You're a terrorist.
Well, I am.
Terrorists travel with their
know?
kids. Well, because you're traveling with your kids. That's usually why. You look like a terrorist.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have a job.
Yep.
I don't know. It's
kind
ridiculous.
of.
The fact that we still have to take our shoes off is...
And scan my laptop. Are they, when they scan my laptop, are they going through all my files in there somehow too?
Oh, probably. I'm sure that's what they do. Well, it's like when, the Google car went around and they were taking all the shots.
That was just for Google Earth for no other reason.
Right. But they were also collecting IP addresses as they were going there. And I guess people who had open Wi-Fi, they were like all passwords and stuff were collected. Didn't you hear about that?
No. What?
Yeah, it was just like a year ago. And the cars were driving around doing their thing. And I guess they have, they're just collecting information and like, I don't know what they do, but I don't get computers. but it turns out they did a report and it turns out they gathered all of this personal information for people who had unprotected Wi-Fi's.
They were doing that on purpose?
No, they were. I think I forgot the legitimate reason that they said they were collecting.
Had to be on purpose. There's no way you could accidentally collect people's.
It was something like IP addresses or something, so they can snag your IP address. But along with that,
but if the whole thing is there just to take pictures.
No, they were doing other stuff, Jeff. They're doing other stuff, and they had a legitimate reason to have like these aerials. Back me up. No, do you not remember this? I will.
Mike doesn't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I will look this story up.
Please
and I
do.
will come with this tomorrow.
Report
or
next week. No, 2 weeks from now.
Oh, right, because
I'll be in Mexico.
Where?
Mexico.
Aloha, queen.
That's right. I think it's your turn.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I did the airport stuff.
Well, Jeff, I have one more story left.
Okay, I've got two, and then a special what.
You should go.
Okay.
Because it'll just be me standing commenting on your stories.
Okay, mine is get these motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking plane, mate. A 20-centimeter mandarin rat snake was found on a 747 in Australia before takeoff to Tokyo on Sunday. So that would have been the 22nd? Yeah.
Yep.
The snake was barely the size of a pencil, but it would have caused ecological havoc if it had a mate, which it did not. They killed it anyway.
They killed it?
Oh, yeah, they can't have it. What are they going to do? Ship it back? I'm like, well, let's take the snake back to Tokyo.
I guess not.
So apparently it got on a flight from Japan and was, I guess, there the whole time. So they got everybody out. They put all the passengers up in hotels for the night. I don't know why they can just put them on a different plane.
Yeah.
And then they fumigated the plane to make sure there's no more snakes alive in
God.
there. Yeah, because Australia's got really strict rules against.
Well, they have a lot of snakes.
Well, they just can't. They're very, like you saw the Simpsons episode, right?
Yes.
They're very strict about ecological
stuff coming in. And
so.
Immigrants. They don't like
immigrants. They do not like Asians. They hate that they're so close. They fumigated the plane with all the Asians inside.
And sent them to an island.
But yeah, I thought it was funny there was actually a snake on a plane.
Wow.
Which I've actually never seen snakes on a plane. Have you? No? Have you?
No, I have not. No.
Buddy? No?
Nothing. Jeff.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, there's more.
Oh, what?
Page 2.
More snakes?
In January of this year, a 10-foot python was on a wing on a flight from Australia to Papua New Guinea, and it died. It stayed on the wing during the flight, died in flight, and then was still there when they landed.
Okay. How did the pilot, when he's doing his checks before he takes off, not notice a fucking python on the wing?
Does the pilot do that?
Well, I'm sure he's
They got a whole
supposed
crew.
to. Well, somebody, you think...
Hey, everybody, just checking the entire plane before I...
Well, no, he like checks in his side mirror or something. I'm like, don't they?
Just checking the plane.
It's all good. Can I, ma'am, can I see under your seat? Just
I know how to do everything.
Okay, but like the tower, like nobody
get these wood blocks away from the wheels.
Just,
I was going to drive this luggage cart back to the building. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, Craig, can we go already?
I'm doing my job. I'm only on step 6.
If only they'd hire a crew for this. I'd be done so much faster.
What happened to your accent?
I lost it.
Step 9.
Yeah. Okay, but like traffic control, I still am not fathoming how.
No, there's a crew who checks the plane.
There's tons of people.
Not the pilot, I don't think.
And nobody on the sitting in the window seat.
It might have been on the very top where you can't see.
He was hiding.
Yeah, and then as soon as it started taking off, it was like, oh shit, I better get out of here. But then the wind resistance was so much that it was like, oh!
Did it kind of wrap a couple times around the wing?
It was only 10 feet long, so I don't think so.
Only 10 feet long.
Yeah. Well, it's not enough to wrap around the wing.
But it's enough to... I'm just flabbergasted.
But it had to have been the wind resistance pushing it against the wing.
And it died.
Well, yeah, it died.
It didn't make it.
You would also die.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Lack of oxygen?
And freezing cold up there.
Cold, yeah, chilly. They like warm temperatures. That's why you have to put them in a terrarium with a light.
I don't think they like warm.
Light.
Do they?
Snakes they're cold-blooded.
They're cold-blooded,
Yeah, so they like warm. That's why
But
you
still,
get them on hot
freezing
rocks.
up there.
Yeah, that's right. Very cold.
Plus, the wind chill factor has to be the
It's
plane
like
amount.
minus 825, right?
Mars, right? Yeah.
I've got one more story. I'd never heard about this guy, but Robert Wilkinson. Have you heard of him?
I've never heard of Robert Wilkinson.
He is from Edson. Mike, you know where Edson is? Our producer Mike knows where Edson is. He worked in Edson. It's up. It's funny you should ask.
That's not really on topic.
Edson is 200 kilometers west of Edmonton. The reason I know that specific detail is because that's how they ended the story.
BT dubs.
Yeah, exactly.
For reference of the preceding story.
Because they knew enough people were reading the story at the end, be going like, "Where the fuck is Edson?" They're like, I got this. Yeah, so
Can we cut and paste this so it's at the top of the story? No.
Not possible. Wilkinson, who's 31, did a drunken rendition of Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, I saw that.
You remember that? Yeah. So he was in the back of an RCMP cruiser. The video went viral, and now he wants to be mayor of Edson, Alberta.
Done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one might ask, well, why was he in the back of a cop car? Okay.
Why was he in the back of a cop car? Funny, I should ask.
Thank
right?
you, one. Yeah.
No, it's on topic.
Oh, yeah. 200 kilometers west of Edmonton. He had been arrested for refusing a breathalyzer test and under suspicion of impaired driving. So the cops took this video. They were going to charge him in court, but he ended up pleading guilty. Something he paid a fine of $1,400. So they gave him the video. Then he posted it. He went viral. But
They
now
gave him the video?
they gave him the video. I know.
Here's footage of you
Have
that we should
fun.
probably keep in your file.
Well, it sounds like it was a $1,400 video. But anyway, so he is the only challenger to the current mayor, Greg. Oh my God, I'm not even going to try that one. What is that?
Pasikny.
Pasikny.
I have no idea.
You said it much better. Pasychny. If you could email with the
if this is
proper
you,
pronunciation,
Paul,
yeah,
is that his name?
Greg.
If you could email us, thanks.
Yeah. Anyway, so good luck, Wilkinson.
I saw the headline of that story, and I thought, oh, awesome, because I thought it was the guy who did the Bohemian Rhapsody physics one. Have you seen that one?
No.
He does a whole physics, basically a physics tutorial to the tune of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Really?
Yeah, it's,
very
it's
cool.
awesome.
What's the physics tutorial on?
Oh, it goes, I only saw
was it
once.
velocity? Is it
Stuff like that, yeah. I think it was physics. Particle physics, maybe? I can't
Okay.
remember. Anyway.
Quantum?
It was like 2 a.m., and I was tired.
Sure.
But I really enjoyed it at the time. Okay, I've got a Watt story. What? Waste of time story. So, Montreal. You know, most of our stories were in Canada this week.
Yeah.
That's great, except for my Australian one.
Yeah.
So, Watt story. Montreal will host the National Convenience Industry Summit. Do you know what that is?
Something to do with convenience.
Convenience stores.
Okay.
National Convenience Industry Summit next month, October 2013, depending when you're listening to this, of course.
Yep.
They are running among many other things, they are running a contest to award the best new chocolate and other candies, but this is specifically the chocolate award. They're based on contenders who were introduced in the past year.
Okay.
So new chocolate flavors
So it's
introduced in the past year.
like the Emmys for chocolate bars.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
So here are the contenders. And I don't even know how to introduce this, but here are the contenders.
Drum roll, please.
Arrow, Orange Bubbles,
Oh, wow.
Awake, which is a caffeinated chocolate bar.
You got to leave time in between each one of those because we have to show a video clip
Okay,
of Arrow Orange
show
Bubbles.
a clip of what they've done lately.
Arrow
Their
Orange
most
Bubbles
recent
was-
work.
Yes.
Awake chocolate bar, which is a caffeinated chocolate bar.
Okay.
Baby Ruth. Have you heard of that?
It's got babies in it.
Yep.
Okay.
But this is the king size version of it.
King size Baby Ruth.
Snickers. This is a new contender.
Yes,
King size.
Okay.
Peanut butter version.
Ooh.
Yeah. Kit Kat. Chunky.
Yeah.
Peanut butter version.
Extra cats
Cadbury Popped, which is like basically Crunch and Munch covered in chocolate.
for young. Never mind.
I don't know where that was going.
I'm not gonna finish it.
Dairy Milk.
Yep.
Bubbly, which I guess is just an Aero bar, but by Dairy Milk. Cadbury Scream Egg, which that's not in the last year, is it?
No, all they did is took a regular. Sorry, I put a piece of popcorn in my mouth.
Yeah, but that's not.
They took a regular Cadbury egg and they just made it green and white.
But they've been around for years.
I
haven't
know,
they?
it's just a regular Cadbury egg.
I don't know. This is all supposed to be introduced in the last year.
Yeah,
That's what
it tastes nothing different.
a Hello Kitty Milk Chocolate Egg.
Winner. There's your winner right there.
Winner chicken dinner. Maltesers. You've heard of Maltesers?
Yeah.
Well, this is Maltesers in a pouch that stands up. Have you seen those where you tear the top up and they like stand there?
Oh.
They're like almost a triangle shaped bag. You've seen those?
Yep.
Well, that's what got the Maltesers in the contest because they're in a pouch that stands up. M&M?
Yes.
M&M's.
How are they
Have you heard of
different?
them?
Yes.
Oh, this is in a share size bag.
What?
So it's like a little mini. Reese's Sticks.
Jeff, this is really
those are
wasting
not
my
new.
time.
I know it was a big waste of my time too. Reese's Sticks. Those are not new.
No, they're not.
Reese's Sticks. They've
been around for a
They've
while.
been around for years.
Yeah.
Score Bar. Have you heard of Score Bars?
Yes.
Well, they cut them up and they call them Score Minis.
Those are not
So they're
new.
in the running. And Twix peanut butter version.
God.
Yeah.
You read that whole list.
I read the whole. Not only did I read this whole list, I didn't copy paste this. I typed this out.
Oh, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah. You are welcome, Canada.
Who would you vote for?
Anything Snickers. My Snickers and Twix.
I'm rooting for Hello Kitty. Can we find out who
The Hello
wins?
Kitties have a little Hello Kitty toy inside, and they're collectible.
Okay, like Kinder.
And no one's choked on anything yet.
That's good.
Apparently,
Unlike
according to the
Kinder.
report.
Yep.
But they're collectible, and you have to buy them to find out, which ones.
Whose idea was Kinder Surprise? I mean, that's ridiculous. Hey, you know what kids love? Chocolate. You know what kids love? Toys. You know what kids love to eat? Toys with small parts.
Well, if your kid's eating a toy, well, your kid's stupid.
But kids eat toys all the time, and the kids love chocolate. It just seems like too good
I
to be
have
true.
got a 1-year-old who can open a Kinder Surprise and go, "This is not food. I'm going to set this aside while I eat this food."
Clearly, Jeff, your actual children are far more intellectually superior than my made-up children.
Apparently.
Because my kids are, oh my god, where are my kids at?
They see a clear difference between, this is chocolate, this is plastic I'll look at later.
Oh, that's good. I just assume, I mean, then they're
This
all like...
foil, I don't know.
Well, who are these kids that are like all over the sides of buckets because they're drowning all the time? I mean, yeah, well, I buy buckets from
What kind
Home
of a
Depot.
campaign is that?
I don't know, but I buy a bucket from Home Depot, and it's always got the picture of the kid who's like tumbling in ass over tea kettle into the bucket and drowning.
A bucket?
Of a bucket, yeah. They have to put that warning label, like "Don't leave buckets lying around."
Oh, I thought you meant like a milk carton missing kind of sign.
These kids are
Like Timmy Jones fell in a bucket.
R.I.P. Remember him when you use this bucket.
Remember Timmy. It's like, what child and what bucket is this?
Okay, well, you're gonna get back to us on the chocolate bar winner.
In a month, sure, yeah.
And I'm going to find out that other thing.
What were we going to find out? We'll listen back.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Anyway, but we're going to bring those next week.
Sounds good. Anything to add, Mike? You heard a whole bunch of crap. Okay,
Nothing.
well, email us. I'm sure we made a couple mistakes.
I'm sure.
We even asked each other questions we couldn't answer.
I
So
definitely
email
made
us
assumptions.
at CaNewsPodcast@gmail.com and visit us online with regular updates every other day as often as I can, except
Yeah.
next week because I'll be away.
In Mexico!
At
Hola.
CaNewsPodcast.com.
Okay. Can we do a remote version from you from Mexico?
We can try.
Okay.
Sure.
Get that app.
What app?
That,
Skype?
that phone app. Yeah.
Is
or
it Skype?
And then I'll do the recording. You'll have to leave that here. No, you can't leave that here. You have to drop that off.
I don't trust you with that.
I wouldn't either. Okay. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.